Hey, I'm Randy and I'm the Cheap Audio Man. Here at the Cheap Audio Man, we don't feel like hi-fi equipment or related streaming services should cost more than putting brand new low-flow toilets in all the rooms, all the bathrooms, all the rooms that previously had toilets in your house, so that you save water because they're low-flow toilets, even though you may have to flush them multiple times depending upon if it was Taco Tuesday or not, or Burrito Wednesday, or Quesadilla Thursday, or Chimichanga Friday. And these don't. What are they? They're nothing, really. This isn't a review. I'm going to talk about don't believe the high-res hype about high-res music. So, sit down, grab a cup of coffee, hopefully in your Roswell, New Mexico coffee mug, and let's talk about not believing the high-res music hype. Today's sponsor is Charlene's Luxury Paper Towels. When you're wiping perspiration off your forehead or picking up dog excrement, you always want to make sure you feel good about yourself and fancy. That's why you should get some Charlene's Luxury Paper Towels. They also sell trash bags so that you can spend a whole bunch of money on trash bags, paper towels, stuff that you're going to be mopping up bacon grease with, and then throw in the trash. Charlene's Luxury Paper Towels. They're available at Neiman Marcus. All right, high-res streaming services. High-res hype. Don't believe the high-res hype. Now, I don't say that because I don't think high-res music is awesome. I kind of do. I think it is awesome. And when I first went down the rabbit hole of high-res music, I compared Spotify to Amazon Music HD with an HD track through the same DAC and through the same headphones. And I did hear a difference. It was not a monumental difference, but I did hear a difference. So I've been listening to Tidal, to Qobuz, to Amazon Music, to Spotify, and I've enjoyed them all. I've enjoyed Tidal. I really like Rune, so I've been listening to Tidal and Qobuz through Rune, and I've enjoyed it very much. But I think when one, i.e. me, and I did the same thing, when I start to get overly concerned with MQA or bit rate or sample rate or ensuring that I have the highest resolution, I was missing the boat. Why? Because all roads lead back to the DAC. What is a DAC? A DAC is a digital to analog converter. So everything you have has a DAC. Your cell phone, your computer, your television, your AV receiver, they all have a DAC. Sometimes they're better than others. Sometimes they're really optimized for music. Other times they're just a chip that converts digital signals to analog signals. The important thing is some are better than others. And even when you have a music-specific DAC, they can all sound different. I love analogies. So think about your DAC as a bouncer at a club. Everybody in line to get into the club is the music. So, real close, tight quarters, and you have to squeeze by the bouncer. Maybe the bouncer's wearing a whole bunch of cologne, as they tend to do. Maybe today he's wearing Turkish Sunshine. Try to say that really fast. Turkish Sunshine. That's the cologne, okay? I don't know what it smells like. Probably got it on his way to the airport, but at CVS it was on sale. He didn't even try it. He just pointed at the one that was on sale and said, give me that one, because he forgot to pack cologne before he went on his business trip. Maybe something like that maybe happened. So he's wearing Turkish Sunshine. All right, and all the people are lined up to get in there. Maybe you have a bunch of 80s basketball stars there. Maybe you have Larry Bird. Larry Bird's real tall. Maybe Larry Bird represents 24-192. 24 is the bit rate. 192 kilohertz is the sample rate. That's Larry Bird. All right. Right next to him, maybe he's hanging out with old Spud Webb. Spud Webb's like 5'3". He's also a basketball player from the 80s. Maybe he represents 320 kilobits per second, like on Spotify. Well, it doesn't matter because they both have to get real close to the bouncer, and the bouncer's like, yeah, come on in. And anyway, when Larry Bird and Spud Webb get into the club, guess what? Now they smell like Turkish sunshine. So now Larry Bird and Spud Webb both smell like Turkish sunshine. Not a lot, but the bouncer's cologne got on them. And now they have a little bit of Turkish sunshine flavor as they go bebopping around in the club, meeting people. Now, maybe the bouncer's wearing Essence of Ernest Hemingway. It smells like, I don't know, leather and pipe tobacco, maybe some single malt scotch. Maybe it smells a little bit like that. So if the bouncer's wearing that and they have to squeeze by him and they pop in there, guess what? Now they smell like Essence of Ernest Hemingway. Well, just like a bouncer's over cologned body smells can get on Larry Bird and Spud Webb and make Larry Bird and Spud Webb smell like them when they go into the club, like the bouncer, a DAC puts its flavor on people too. People being music. A DAC, if it smells like Turkish sunshine or Essence of Ernest Hemingway, is going to put that flavor onto the music. All of it. Whether it's 320 kilobits per second, or it's 24,192, or if it's MQA. It doesn't matter. I would argue that the DAC has way more of an impact on what the music sounds like when it hits your ears than MQA or 24,192 or 1644.1 or 320 kilobits per second or even 160 kilobits per second. If you have a good DAC, it's going to make everything sound better. And MQA doesn't matter. 24,192 doesn't matter. What really matters is you find a DAC that you love because it's going to put that flavor, whether it be Turkish sunshine or Essence of Ernest Hemingway or maybe something I don't even know about, into your music. All of it. Say you have a Bluetooth receiver that has an optical out. You optical into your fancy DAC. Now your Bluetooth sounds better. Okay? Maybe you're putting it into a Denafreps Aries 2. Or a shit Bifrost 2. Or an SMSL Sanskrit 10th generation. I don't know. It all comes back to the DAC. Before we get overly concerned about FLAC and ALAC and WAV files and MQA and SPC and DLNA and RBG, whatever acronym you're worried about, don't. Find a DAC you like, because that DAC's going to make everything sound better. My favorite DACs so far have been the iFi Zen, wonderful sounding DAC. All right. Now, when we talked about cologne, different colognes, remember Turkish Sunshine, Essence of Ernest Hemingway. Think about those as maybe different DAC topologies. DAC topologies could be Delta Sigma, which is a chip, or a variety of chips. Generally, they're the AKM chips, or they're the Sabre chips, or they're Burr Brown chips, or there's some other ones out there. But anyway, those DACs all have a different flavor depending upon their chip. Now, some people will say, well, it matters how the chip is implemented. And yes, that's true. But for the most part, AKM chips have a certain signature that I can hear. So do Sabre chips and then Burr Brown chips as well. But then you have another topology. It's called R2R, which is the old school way of doing DACs. And guess what? Everything that is old is new again, because the Denafreps Aries 2 and the Shit Bifrost are both R2R DACs. A little bit different implementation, but it doesn't matter. Almost everybody I've heard really enjoys the Denafreps Aries 2 and the shit Bifrost too. So if you find a DAC that you like, don't worry if it does MQA or not. Because even if you have, like, you can take the Denafrips Aries 2, which doesn't do MQA. It doesn't do hardly anything, like all the fancy stuff. You can compare that to with the latest and greatest topping E90, whatever it is, with MQA and all that good stuff, right? They're going to sound completely different. One of them has MQA. So you can't say, well, this one does MQA, so it sounds better. No! You need to find a DAC that you like, because you can't compare a topping E90 with MQA to a Denafrips without MQA and say, well, it's because that one plays Tidal Masters. Can't do it. All roads lead back to the DAC. So don't worry. Whatever streaming service you like, even if it's Spotify, even if it's low res, no res, high res, whatever, as long as you got it piped through a DAC that you enjoy, you're going to be just fine. So in my experience, I have found that it doesn't matter whether or not it's high res. Now, personally, I like to listen to 1644.1 or higher, but there's a lot of devices out there like the Amazon Echo Link that just put out in 48 kilohertz, okay? Oh my goodness, it doesn't do 192 kilohertz. It doesn't matter, because I hook it up to the Aries 2 or I hook it up to the Bifrost 2 and it sounds great. Sample rates, bit rates, they don't matter nearly as much as your DAC matters. So, if you want to support the channel, you can sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/cheapaudioman. Every Sunday night we have patron-only Zooms. We also have a patron-only Facebook group where people can go in there and chit-chat, maybe sell some stuff to each other if they want to. You can also use the links in the description. Most of those links are affiliate links, which means if you buy something through them, I will get a small commission. You can also sign up for Amazon Music, which happens to be high res. Link in the description. Click on the link, sign up. I think it's 4 months for free right now, so you can try out high res music, okay? All these music services have a slightly different flavor, but that flavor is insignificant compared to the flavor of your DAC. The DAC makes a world of difference beyond just high res, no res, low res, whatever it is. So, don't binge watch anything on Netflix or Hulu. Binge listen through your favorite DAC, regardless of what the bit and sample rates are or whether or not it has MQA, and fill your soul with happiness. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man.